Hello there, it's Sean Usher from Farnborough Rotary Club, and we're launching Music in the Park 2017, which takes place on the 8th and 9th of July this year. And once again, we're going to be raising funds for the Phyllis Tuckwell Hospice. I am very pleased to say that I've got Michael Maher here from the Phyllis Tuckwell Hospice. You're the Vice Chairman.
Yes, I am. Good evening.
What does that actually entail?
We have a group of trustees, and at the moment we have 10 trustees, all drawn from various walks of life, doctors, lawyers, accountants and so on. And we sit as part of the governance of the hospice. And we contribute to the best of our ability, our time and energy, and help with the management of the hospice.
Well, it's great that you're involved again. I mean, you are our number one charity for this anyway.
And we appreciate that.
So tell us a little bit about the hospice first of all. About how many beds have you actually got in the hospice?
We've got an inpatient unit with 18 beds, and that supports patients who come in for a few days towards the end of their life, others who stay longer. And increasingly we look after patients who have life-restricting illnesses that might go on for months. Our goal is to try and get patients to go home.
Right.
And a third of all our patients actually go home.
Okay.
And on top of that, we've introduced a new program in the last 2 years where we provide a hospice care at home, which nurses and care assistants go out and spend time with families and patients actually in their home.
So this is costing a lot more, isn't it, every year?
It is. It is. It costs us about £20,000 a day to operate the hospice. We have so much money we've got to raise. We get probably 20% of our income comes from government sources. The other 80% we raise either through legacies, fundraising events, or events such as Music in the Park. You've raised £363,000, which is unbelievable.
It is a truly, well, for a little club like us, in this little area of Farnborough, it's quite amazing, £363,000.
Well, and what you do, not only that, you raised £70,000 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. And what it does do is it not just reaches out to people who talk about, who are involved with the hospice or have been touched by it, but you're providing a fantastic activity for the community. We all go, all the trustees go. We think it's one of the best functions we can go to. And we love being part of it. And obviously being the recipient of the money is something really special.
So what's the future like for the Phyllis Tuckwell Hospice, do you think?
Well, we see, those huge pressures on the health sector. We're an essential part of you might call it the healthcare supply chain. Everybody will die at some point, and people with life-threatening illnesses and cancers and so on need the hospice movement to support them, because it's a difficult time for the patients. And it's an incredibly difficult time for the families.
But it must be difficult to continually treat people. There must be more and more people, ageing population for a start. And more and more people require your services. I mean, how are you going to cope?
Well, we have to do it. But what's happening also is that there's a social change. It used to be the hospice was where you went to die. And there were beds there for that. Now, increasingly, people prefer to die at home. And we've responded to that with this Hospice Care at Home movement. And what we do is we have a group of nurses and as say care assistants. We have a service which goes out into the community. And the district nurses do a wonderful job, but they have a limited amount of time. Our nurses and care assistants go out, they've got more time. They can talk to the patients, help manage pain, which is the biggest issue for somebody with cancer particularly. But they can also spend time with the families. And it's the families that have been involved in this think it's remarkable. And that's how we see the movement changing. We see this move towards more care at home as more pressure on the health service. But we are an essential part of the healthcare supply chain.
You're an essential part of everybody's life almost, because we all know someone who's been touched with, either in the family or a friend of a friend or whatever. So fantastic work you're doing. We're really pleased to support it, Michael. And when you look at those numbers, they're remarkable. Yeah.
And the energy this evening of people who want to be involved in this, your sponsors who are, without whom you couldn't get the process underway.
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
And also the Rotary, you're reaching out to other Rotary clubs, but the work you do as your club is just one-off, really, and it's really appreciated by all of us.
Thank you. So the big event, 8th and 9th of July.
Yeah.
Which one are you coming to?
Oh, we're doing the Soul.
Oh, are you now? That's changed from earlier. When I spoke to you
earlier,
you said
earlier on I was thinking about that. But we're definitely going to do that. Can I just give you one little quote?
Please.
Sarah gave a quote earlier about a lady. We had a quote from a wife, and she said that the hospice is run by angels, funded by saints. And the people who come to support this function are saints to all of us.
That's lovely. That's lovely.
Thank you.
Michael, thank you very much.